welcome to Open International Youth Talk Show. Now, this talk show is a youth space and forum where young people get to share their challenges, hopes, aspirations, and dreams. Now, today we're going to be talking about young people who are doing extraordinary things. And firstly, we're going to have the junior president, who is a young lady, and she's here to talk to us about how she feels about empowering a lot of young ladies out there and her leadership role, of course. Welcome, Tinaya.
Thank you, Unique.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
I'm good. Now, I've seen in the headlines, the girl born to conquer. Why do you feel like you are the girl born to conquer?
Well, it's because of what I believe in. Firstly, losing is not part of my agenda.
Okay.
I don't believe in losing. I don't believe in not achieving what you're supposed to achieve.
Okay.
So when you saw the headlines, the girl born to conquer, the conquering is not mainly for me personally as Tinaya conquering.
Okay.
But it's more of an umbrella term that I am leading all the young girls out there who are born to conquer.
Okay. Okay. Now, you being the junior president, of course, what is true leadership to you?
True leadership to me is being born with the charisma. Being, when you're a leader, your walk, it explains it. How you take care of yourself explains it.
Okay.
So being a true leader to me is that person who is just there, quiet, but people can see that that is a leader. Is that person who can put yourself last, but with the priority of your ideas being first in order to let the others shine. If they want you to shine, they give you that platform and you please them.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Did you always have that dream of saying, hey, when I grow up, I'm definitely going to take that spot of being junior president?
Well, growing up, my dream, and it still is to become the president. So, as they say, a dream just doesn't happen there and then. My dreams are more like wine. It matures.
Okay.
So it starts from being a prefect at school, primary school, secondary level, and then being a president at high school. So I think most of my teachers growing up would always tell my mom that your child is going to be a president, your child is a good leader. I think it has also been my adults, those who take care of my family, those who look up to me, those who were my parents, my aunts, my uncles, they always wanted me to be a leader.
Okay, now I know last year you were talking a lot about how young ladies especially should, take chances and, look for opportunities. Why do you feel as if, as young ladies, we're so vulnerable and sometimes we don't end up getting the opportunities?
Well, yes, our societies are still sort of patriarchal, but at the same time, as young ladies, as women actually, we are still stereotyping ourselves that we're not good in anything. So I always have a quotation that I always tell to people that we should never let men look down upon you unless they're admiring your stilettos.
Wow.
So
I'll keep that.
You should. So yes, young ladies, let us not be scared to go out there in the field.
Okay. You're a role model and icon to a lot of young people, not only young girls. Who was your inspiration?
My inspiration? My inspiration, I have quite a lot of inspiration actually. My first inspiration is Sarah from the Bible.
Ah, nice.
Yes. My other inspiration is Michelle Obama. My other inspiration is His Excellency, President Mugabe, and his wife, and Nelson Mandela.
Okay. Now, I know that the Zimbabwean Youth Council has been spearheading the Julia Parliamentarian Initiative. What is the Zimbabwean Youth Council?
The Zimbabwe Youth Council, it's a parastatal government company.
Okay.
Its main agenda is to take care of the responsibilities of the youths. So when we look at the Zimbabwe Youth Council, we're looking at our parent. Then we look at Ministry of Youth as our grandparents. So the Zimbabwe Youth Council is just what makes us who we are. It's always there. It coordinates, it facilitates, it makes sure that we're there.
Okay. So since you've been junior president since last year, what initiatives have you been doing to empower other young people?
Well, I've done quite a lot, but I'll just mention a few.
Okay.
I have visited most satellite schools in the rural areas, and there's one in my province that I donated soccer kits and soccer kits and netball kits to them. I visited an old people's home in Marondera called Idawekwako, and since I do most adverts for Bakerson, Bakerson and we managed to go there, and every day Bakerson delivers 15 loaves at an old people's home, and so now the elderly people they now have breakfast in the mornings.
Oh, that's nice.
I've been to many United Nations forums, speaking for the young people, standing up for them, expressing what they want, expressing what we want, expressing what we expect, and those are the things that I've been doing.
Okay. Now, building on to what you were saying, you talk about young people, what you want, what you expect. If there was one thing you could change amongst a lot of young people, what would it be?
Complete active participation in all things that happen in Zimbabwe, because as the young people we constitute half of the population. So what is made for us, which is not by us, is definitely not for us. So we have to participate. We have to say something. We have to be understood.
Why is women empowerment or girl empowerment so important to you?
Because we're bold, we're beautiful. You know, the 7 B's that have been our theme for this month, the month of women. I spoke of them on the Women's Day. It's because women empowerment is important to me, because we cannot have a world of men only. I'm not a feminist, but I'm just a woman who believes in what women need. So women empowerment is very important, because we're just like men. We can do whatever they can do. So we have to be empowered. We are the ones who change the world. Our minds are actually consider things at a more empathized, sympathized level than men do. We're not selfish. So if we are empowered, we can take the world at another level.
Oh, thank you so much, Tinaya, for being here with us. We know that you're a busy lady, but thank you for being on Orbit. It means a lot to a lot of young people, of course. And after the break, we're going to speak to the youngest motivational speaker who started writing books at the age of 15. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show. Now, just before the break, we were with the junior president, Tinaya, and she was telling us a little bit about why women empowerment is very important, and obviously her role as a child leader. Now, right now, we have a young man who is the youngest motivational speaker. He is an author of 3 books, and he started writing at the age of 15, and by profession, he is a librarian, and right now he is 19. Welcome, Marshall.
Welcome, thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yes.
Now tell me a little bit about yourself, Marshall.
Well, Marshall Chiza is a young author, motivational speaker in the library. I'm a person who believes in success, and I'm a person who believes that I was born to transform many lives throughout the world.
That's brilliant.
Yes.
Okay, now, we're going to start with one of Marshall's books, which is Poor Billionaire. I love this. Okay.
Thank you.
And first of all, tell me about why you decided to call it Poor Billionaire, and then we'll get into the book.
Well, there's a key quote which says, some people are poor, all they have is money. So basically, this book focuses on 2 issues. The first one being you are born rich, but you are yet to discover your riches. But some people die poor before they discover their riches. Why? Because they're not willing to act upon their dreams. I said sometimes in life we struggle through a tasteless cup of coffee till the last sip, only to realize that sugar is underneath. That is how life is. Sweetened but not steered well. We're born rich, but we are yet to discover our riches. So that's the first key quote which I focused on, of reminding people that you have inbuilt potential, inbuilt riches. You are already a billionaire when you are born, but some people die poor. That's why I said poor billionaire. Secondly, it talks about money, that you can have money, but money is not everything. Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's go to page 24, right? And yes, page 24. And it says, understand, this is chapter 5, and it says, understand that money is not everything, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, we oftenly think that money is everything. Up until we get that money, that's when you start to realize that money is nothing at all.
Yes.
Ask the people who have it. Of course, I know most of the people, they say it's everything, but those who have it now are seeking different things like freedom, because we misinterpret the term riches. The term riches is a broad term.
Yes.
Riches comes in 5 ways. There's physically, you can be rich physically,
Yes.
spiritually, emotionally, socially, and even maybe materially.
Okay.
So most people have material wise, and they also have maybe financial wise, and they think that makes them rich. Yet it's not the whole aspect. Riches, if you balance these things which I've said, those are riches. So once you understand that money won't be everything, I've seen most people who have money but without freedom. They've got the most luxurious beds in their homes, but they're not sleeping. I would rather sleep down there on the floor, but having enough sleep. So basically that's what I was trying to say, that money isn't everything. But I know most people, they will say money is everything, but because they don't have it. Once they have it, they will realize that money is nothing at all. I've seen it.
Wow.
Yes.
You've taught me something there, Marshall. Now, I want to go to contentment, which is still page 24. And you say contentment is far more valuable than riches, because whoever finds contentment is always satisfied.
Yes.
There is a verse in Ecclesiastes that says, a young man is praying to God saying, give me enough so that I will not be able to steal out there, but just give me enough so that I will be content. So explain to me about what contentment means to you.
All right. If you remember very well in the Bible, there are 3 people. I'll give examples. There is the first person is Abraham.
Yes.
Abraham asked for faith, but he was rich. In fact, he asked for faith and God gave him riches. It means that for you to have riches, you have to have faith. Yes. Why didn't Abraham, if Abraham was to ask for money, God was going to give him money without faith. Yes. There's also people like David. He asked for wisdom, and God gave him money and wisdom. We talk of Joel. Joel asked for patience, and God gave him money. So the problem is we go to the Lord asking for money, but money is just a result of whatever outcome you do. The first thing you have to do is ask for faith, ask for wisdom, and everything will fall into place. Yes.
Now I have to ask, how does a 19-year-old boy know how to be successful in no time? This is his second book called Success in No Time.
Yes. Most people always ask me, Marshall, why do you think you are successful at that age? The issue is what success may mean to you is different from what it may mean to me. And what it may mean to me is different from what it may mean to a grade 0 student whose aim is to have a star on his homework assignment. You might define success as having a big house. I might define success as having maybe happiness. So some will say you are too young, you don't have experience, but experience can be one day, it can be a second. Right now, if you lock me in a jail, tomorrow I'll be having experience. So I strongly believe that with the small experience which I have, I can teach someone to become rich with those experiences. Actually, I always advise people to write, because your life can be a message to someone, whether rich or poor. If you're born poor, you can teach someone to become rich. If you're born rich, you can teach someone to become more rich. So basically, I was teaching people with the small experiences which I had.
Okay, now let's go to page 17, which is the 5 tips to believe in yourself. Just give me 2 tips that you wrote in believing in yourself.
All right. Believing in yourself is very important, especially if you are willing to become successful. The first tip is to fake it until you make it. Not quite sure yet. Trick yourself into it. Behave as if you are one step ahead of achieving your dream, and you will surely attain your dream. Number 2 is to revisit your successes which you have done. I know at some point maybe you might have done something which is good, or in your life or in people's life. Revisit that and start believing in yourself, because the world don't believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I want you to finish the statement for me. I would want more young people.
Yes, to be inspired, to look at me and say, Marshall, just because of you, I never gave up.
Well, thank you so much, Marshall, for coming through.
Thank
and I
you
wish
so
you
much.
all the best in everything else that you're going to do.
Thank you so
Keep
much.
inspiring a lot more young people because you've inspired me.
Thank you so much.
Well, after the short break, we will have two young people. A boy who traded his toys for the Bible and a young lady who is 11, but she's already a businesswoman. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to the show. Now, just before the break, we were with Marshall Chiza, who's the youngest motivational speaker, and he's an author of 3 books, and he started writing at the age of 15. Now, right now, we're with a young man, and his name is Benon Mutukura, and this is a young man that traded all his toys for a Bible, and he's just 12 years old, and he's an Adventist evangelist, a Seventh-day Adventist evangelist. Welcome, Benon.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Urbo?
Yes.
Saka, iwe wakatanga uparidza rini?
Ndakatanga uparidza ndine 6 years.
Okay. Saka, wakaita inspire wanadhedhi vako here kuti utange kuparidza kana kuti wangoti hai ini ndauda kutoparidza?
Yes, it's my father who inspired me.
Really? Okay. Saka, kana uchigadzira sermon yako handiti zvakaoma?
Yes, it is difficult because what comes first in my mind is this is the work of God and it must be done diligently. So I should commit myself in prayer and fasting because behind a well-presented class there's a moving sermon. So nothing happens by chance.
You fast?
Yes.
At 12 years?
Yes.
What's the longest time that you fasted for?
For 6 to 6.
Really?
Yes.
That's brilliant. Okay, so I know Kuti, you were invited at some point by the city council to preach for the mayor.
Yes.
How did that feel?
I was happy and humbled at the same time to be invited to such a big congregation.
Wow. What did you preach about when you went there?
I preached about the cross of Jesus Christ.
Okay. Now, I know right now you're in Form 1.
Yes.
What do you enjoy doing besides preaching?
I like playing tennis and volleyball.
Are you good at playing tennis and volleyball?
Yes.
Okay. And why, at your age, a lot of young kids are still playing with their toys and they're playing my video games and why did you choose with the Inini, I'm going to trade all my toys and my video games for the Bible? Why is the Bible, why is God so important to you?
I decided to start preaching more than doing other things as a result of seeing my father doing the work, and I was happy for this work, and I started preaching.
Okay. So when you grow up, what do you want to be?
I want to go and study theology in Solus University and become an international evangelist.
That's brilliant. I know you also were invited to go to South Africa.
Yes, but the program was postponed.
Okay. So you're still hoping that you're going to be invited internationally?
Yes.
Why do you want to study theology?
Because other books, they want some knowledge for you to understand them.
Well, thank you so much, Benon, for joining us on Orbit, and I hope that you will continue in your walk with Christ and you will inspire not only young people but everyone out there. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Well, right now we're with a young lady who's 11 years of age and she's into business, and she was also able to inspire a CEO of a big bank to start a youth entrepreneurship program. Welcome, Keisha.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine.
You're looking very bright. I like that. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Keisha Mawaza. I am attending North Park Primary School.
Okay.
I am in the 7th grade, and
Yeah.
I'm also a prefect.
Nice. How does it feel to be a prefect?
Well, it feels amazing,
Yeah.
and you feel like you can actually change other children's lives
That's
by
brilliant.
leading them in the right path.
Nice. Okay. So you're an 11-year-old entrepreneur. Do you know that there are not many 11-year-old entrepreneurs? You
Yeah, I
that?
know.
Okay. What business do you do?
Well, I do beekeeping,
Okay.
and then I sell the honey. I also do rabbit keeping, and I also sell the meat, and I also sell rabbits. And I also sell vegetables. I grow them, and then I